Hey there, welcome to the Crossface Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Frazier, and I'm joined by my other host, Rob LaBenne. How we doing, Rob?
I'm good, Ron. How about you?
We're doing good. Had a little Thanksgiving, stuffed the turkey once, and we're ready to go. Got a lot of wrestling around the corner. Pretty excited. We didn't cover the All-Star Match. Let's just kind of get into that right off the bat, why don't we?
Yeah. Big night for Penn State in the All-Star Classic, no doubt about it. Hometown fans got a treat.
They definitely did. We'll start at 125. Let's look. Matt Ramos kind of redeemed himself after a tough beginning of the season, and he knocked Anthony Noto. And I was kind of surprised it was that lopsided, 10-2.
Yeah, right. Ramos did have a tough start to the season, and bounced back big there at 125 with a 10-2 win over Noto. That was big.
And 33, we got Connor McGonigal, Lehigh, which he decisioned Sam Latona 7-5, and that went into the depths of hell. And but what is Lehigh going to do here? 133.
Boy, that's a great question.
Just crook and take it.
I don't know, man.
We can talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah. Let's get into that when we preview the Penn State Lehigh match on Sunday at 2. But what a match there, 7-5.
141. Yeah. 141, that's kind of like what I kind of expected. 149, Shane Van Ness and Parco. Shane Van Ness is jumping levels, but so is Kyle Parco.
Yeah, that 149, that's going to be an interesting.
157. Yeah, 157. This is what I did like they did this year. They had the Division II and the Division III championship since Levi Haynes and Teamer could not wrestle. That was a great replacement, having the two championships, and what a match they put on. I mean, that was an exciting match. That was tremendous. I think they're going to implement that in the future, putting Division II and Division III champions into this, which I would really like to see.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good wrestling going down in those lower levels, Ron. There really is.
Absolutely. Some kids just like to stay closer to home, and it don't matter what division it is, and they still want to wrestle. So, yeah, I agree. 65, Olenek, Oklahoma State. Man, I didn't expect this at all. Beating Hamidi from Wisconsin 8-2. He's a formidable opponent for anybody, and that 65 kind of surprised me. 74, Carter, man, I'm telling you what, he sent a message. Major decision over former NCAA champion Mekhi Lewis of Virginia Tech, 11-0. And I'm telling you what, it was worse than that, Rob. It actually was worse than that.
I don't think it's any.
Carter's on a whole nother level. He's definitely on a mission.
Yeah, I don't think there was any surprise Carter won the match, but boy, the way he did it, holy cow, that's just crazy. Just taking him apart. And like you said, that's no slouch. That's a former NCAA champ.
Well, I looked at all three of them Penn guys, and we're not going to jump forward yet, but Starace and Brooks and Kerfoot, number ones against number twos, and they were all major decision or tech fall. I mean, that's levels, man. That is levels.
Yeah.
Parker Christian of Northern, decision Bernie Truax 7-5. Now you give Bernie, you give him a year in the room, he's going to beat Parker in the finals at NCAAs. That's my opinion. I mean, once he's in the room with Cale for a year, I'm pretty sure that's how that could turn around 180 degrees.
Yeah, I definitely
Aaron
agree
Brooks,
with you.
number one, major decision. Number two, Tanner Sloan, 11-2. Brooks is another one. That jump in weight from 184 to 197, I don't see any decrease in anything. Strength, I mean, he still has the speed. He has a better speed than most of them 97-pounders. I think actually 97 will be an easier weight class, except for one Mr. Hidley. That's the other guy I think is going to give him some fits. 285, Greg Kerfoot, man. And you hear Travis and I talk about Wyatt Henderson, and I truly believe he is the number 2 guy in the country. But Kerfoot even looked different. He lost some weight. He actually lost some weight. He was fast moving, and he actually looked stronger. And now, where it is at, Wyatt did get hurt in that first period, but I still can't see the significance of a tech fall. I just couldn't see that. I was a little surprised there, but wow, amazing.
Yeah, I was a little surprised too after hearing you and Travis talk about Hendrickson. I haven't really seen, other than last year, I haven't seen Hendrickson wrestle a lot. But after you guys talking about him, I was anxious to see what he did. And when I saw the result of that match, I thought, holy cow, either you guys are really wrong or Kirklevitt's on a whole different planet than the rest of these guys. So it real surprising to see him tech the number 2 guy in the country. And just a beat down there at heavyweight, that's for sure. So, but it's a long season. We'll see what happens. I'm sure once we get to the NCAA finals, that could be a different story. But right now, I think Greg's definitely separated himself from the rest of the heavyweight class with that win.
Yeah, you know what? And for those who freestyle, you got to feel that has a promising outlook as well. I mean, I know it's folk style and freestyle is definitely different, but if he, let's just say Captain America, he just went out and won the world, and then he comes back and Greg knocks him off like that. I mean, that has to show something for the future for Greg in freestyle. Yeah. I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. You certainly do got to think that there's
what's coming out of that. I mean, can you see anybody coming close to Penn State? Even giving them a match. I mean, you got 1s and 2s all the way up the line, except for Messenbrink, who's early season 16, which, like I told you before, I really believe he's going to be a top 2 as well when it comes to the finals. He's definitely going to make top 3, I believe. So it's an amazing team. I've never seen anything like this.
Right, you're right, Ron. And I mean, we've talked about this off the air a couple times. I just, barring any, you would have to have 2 or 3 substantial injuries to, I think, for a team to even be close to being able to compete with these guys in a dual meet, let alone a national tournament. So, I mean, Penn State, as long as they stay the course and keep wrestling, I mean, they're on track for another national championship, a Big Ten title, an undefeated dual meet season. I just don't see how there's anybody that gets in their way. As long as, like I said, barring a catastrophe where they lose a couple, 2, 3 guys, I don't see how you beat them.
I don't either. I don't either. I mean, there's even been talk like you could take Penn State's backups, and put their backup 10 and probably place in the top 10. And there's probably some truth to that.
Yep. I know I've said this before. I can't imagine if there's a tougher room in the country right now than over in State College. I mean, from top to bottom with wrestling partners, it's got to be just as fun watching a practice over there than it is watching a dual meet. I mean, you probably got guys that you don't even know anything about that are just on a different level than a lot of guys. So, yeah, just crazy what Sanderson has done with this program over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, the other teams that are in the hunt, I would say, for second place would be NC State, Missouri, and Iowa. Now, I just watched Iowa against Iowa State, and I wasn't really too impressed. That could have been very well easily won by Iowa State, I believe.
Well, I looked at that matchup and what you could see when Penn State does wrestle Iowa, and yeah, Iowa's got a shot at a couple matches down at the lower weights, but that second half of that is Penn State could sweep the top 5 weights, and not just sweep them, but I mean, you're talking bonus in maybe every one of those matches. So even if Iowa does win a couple matches down below, they got no shot. I mean, it's not even going to be close. And I think the same thing could be said for NC State and Missouri. I mean, they're probably going to be a couple matches where they're going to keep close and maybe win and stuff like that. But I don't think they're getting anywhere. They're not going to be able to win enough matches to even make those matches that close. If they wrestled, which I doubt NC State and Missouri are even remotely on the schedule down the road. So you're not going to have to wrestle any of those guys until you get to the NCAA.
Right.
So.
Yeah, they claim this could be the best Penn State team that's ever been put on a mat, which that also brings into light, could they break the all-time points record at the NCAAs, which I believe is like 170-some with Iowa. I mean, of course, it takes a lot of bonus to do that as well, but if you put 10 guys there, and heck, man, I mean, we could seriously have 5 champions again. I don't know if they'll have 10 All-Americans. That hasn't been done in a while either, but I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that would be something to watch. I mean, I don't want to wish our lives away, but I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, they got a match coming up with Lehigh. Let's talk about this. I know you got a couple of homeboys, local boys.
Yeah,
from your area.
Couple
Brookville Lehigh.
Yeah, a couple Brookville kids on that roster, Owen Reitzel and the talented heavyweight Nathan Taylor. And their heavyweight's going to get another crack at Kirklevitt this week, so that'll be fun to watch.
125. There's a lot of talk. Who's going to go out there? You know, I think that there's a lot. Robbie Howard, or I think Braden Davis is probably your best suited 125. But like we discussed before, maybe they hold him off for a little bit. What do you think?
Well, from what I've read and from what I understand, I believe Howard's going to get the start in this Lehigh match. But there's a lot of talk in the background that probably before not too long, maybe around January, that this could be Davis's spot. But I think right now Penn State's going to give Howard the start and give him the benefit of the doubt to see if he can get on track. I mean, he's been out the last couple of years with injuries and stuff, and by all accounts, he's getting better. I mean, Davis had a big tournament season so far. And but I think Howard's going to get the benefit of the doubt and get a chance to win that spot. But by all accounts, everybody thinks Davis is going to have that spot by the beginning of the year. So we'll see what happens there.
Right. I'm excited about 133. Aaron Nagel, and I hope they do put Ryan Crookham in here because let's see if this is legitimate right now. This is be a good test for both of them, actually. Aaron's coming back from an injury himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good matchup at 133. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Crookham, PA kid, he's coming off a big preseason here in a couple tournaments, couple big wins. So, yeah, that'll be a big match right there at 33 if that comes to fruition.
Yeah, Bo Bartlett, 141. His matches are always so close. And I tell you what, this Malik Hines, he's the real deal too. Don't let that ranking fool you. For real.
Bartlett coming off, I believe he's a Big Ten Wrestler of the Week this week. So he's coming off a big performance, and I know they're expecting a lot of things there. So yeah, another good match.
Shane Van Ness, this is probably going to be a nice ride for him. That I don't even know who they're going to put out at 149 at this point. 157, Levi Haynes. I don't think nobody's going to touch Levi Haynes until we get the Big Tens, or some of them Big Ten matches will be interesting. But he's still got to be the heads above favorite. I would believe at 157.
Yep. And your boy Messenbrink at 65.
Yeah. 165. They have him ranked at 16th, but I think that's just because of the early season, just like Nathan Taylor's having as well. I think when it's all said and done with, and you get towards the finals and that, Messenbrink will be ranked in your top 3 for the year. I mean, he's proven himself. He's another international wrestler who wins nothing but gold. And then see Carter Sirachi, Bernie Truex. You know what? I could see Kel even putting other people in there for this match. I could definitely see Bernie and Aaron possibly even sitting out. And Carter. Greg Kerfoot, man, he just looks phenomenal. I want to see him and Nathan go at it. They already did meet once. Yeah. I'd like to see them meet again.
Yep, and I believe that match was only 6-1. Taylor lost. So we'll see if Nathan learned anything and see if he can draw that a little bit closer. But I got a feeling you're going to see Taylor climb inside the top 10 here before too long also. I mean, he is a specimen of a kid, and just really smart, good, just an outstanding kid. So I see him making some moves, and I can see him being in that top 10. And I know it'd be good. It'd be big to see a Brookville kid maybe get into that All-American spot here at the end of the season. So I know I'm rooting for Nathan. He's a good kid.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't mean to jump over the Brooks and Beard. That'll be an interesting match. These guys were teammates at one time, and Brooks probably had his hands on Beard before, and they probably know their feel for each other. But Brooks is on another level himself. I mean, there's a guy who I can see a future world medal, Olympic medal for sure, absolutely. And this match will take place this Sunday at Rec Hall, and they'll pack that place to the rafters.
And I do believe, Ron, that's going to be televised on Big Ten Network at 2:00 also.
What was it? Say that again.
I think that I'm almost positive that match is on the Big Ten Network at 2:00 on Sunday.
Okay, good deal.
Yep. So you'll
Good
be able.
deal. Well, we're going to kind of have a short. Yeah. We're going to have kind of a short one today, but I did want to put up something you can find. I interviewed Wade Shawless, and you can find, this is just an excerpt. You can find other excerpts on Just Never Know YouTube channel, and also with this. So I'm going to give you a little taste of it, and then the actually entire one is there as well. You were coined the phrase, but you can imposing legal pain, and maybe the medical books that had a lot to do with that, imposing the legal pain.
Legal discomfort, temporary pain. If you can't breathe, can't see, can't hear, you're probably going to put your shoulders down for me. I would think half the people that I pinned, I didn't pin.
Right.
They pinned themselves. They wanted the hell off the mat. And well, I can't say that I did hurt one young man. Well, he wasn't young, he was older than I was. But there was one injury that I really don't even like to talk about that happened in the early 70s with me. But other than that, I never hurt anybody. I mean, they thought they were going to die, but they weren't. You finish this statement for me. Pinning, you need to get chest on. Chest on chest. That was the football coach back in 1842 that started that. No. I'm going to have to back up a little bit here so you can see me. Yeah, this is probably good. If I put my chest on your tummy when I'm trying to pin you, good, better, best, kill. So you have 4 spaces you could be laying on top. Right. On his stomach, on his chest, on his throat, or on his face. Good, better, best, kill. So now, am I killing him? No. But I say that in a clinic and all the kids laugh and they have fun with it because chest on chest is wrong if you're pinning. Chest on face works. When a guy can't see, can't hear, can't breathe, okay, his shoulders will go down. So you want to lay on his face, not on his chest, never on his chest. Because when he said chest on chest, I go, Coach, that doesn't make sense. Why am I chest on chest? He breathes and he thinks and he sees, and up here in the discomfort, there's no discomfort if I lay on his chest. If I'm pushing his nose over to the side of his body because I'm laying on his nose, he's going, ow, I don't like that. And now I said, he can't breathe. Well, you can't do that. That's illegal, Wade. Well, he has a choice, not me. If I lay on his face and he can't breathe, he can always turn his head to the side and breathe. If I'm looking up, I can bridge. If you turn your head to your side, you can't bridge. So it's his choice. Breathe and not bridge, or bridge and not breathe. You pick. So am I really doing something illegally by laying on his face? He could turn his head anytime he wanted to and breathe, but he can't bridge then. Not my problem. That's his problem. Okay, so chest on chest, chest on face. Right. And that was a medical book. Breathe. I want to do something up here. Gene Mills going, attaboy Wade. Shit, everything he does on a half Nelson. He's tucking your head under, laying on your face, cutting it off, And everybody I ever wrestled got up, shook my hand, walked off. They were fine. I didn't hurt them. I mean, I scared them by laying on their face when they couldn't breathe. They weren't thinking about thou shalt not be pinned, the 11th commandment. They were thinking about, I got to get the hell off the mat.
Yeah, that's a good excerpt. Man, world's greatest pinner, Wade Shawless. I'll tell you what, that's just one excerpt. I have a lot of other excerpts on this YouTube channel. The entire interview is there as well. He's got quite some stories that he could tell you about Colot. Oh man, he's just encyclopedia of wrestling. But I did want to tell everybody who's watching this, if you want to watch a good interview, watch smaller excerpts, you definitely want to check him out. He's very good. And you can find all his stuff at wadeshawless.com. He's got books. He's got videos. He's just a wealth of information and very, very entertaining and humorous. But, well, I don't know what else we can go over until next week. But anything else you got on the agenda there?
No, high school, Pennsylvania high school wrestling starts this weekend. Brookville's headed to Greenville for their preseason tournament, so that's big, and yeah, it's all getting underway, so it's an exciting time. Yep, we'll talk some more about that next week, and
it is,
yeah.
And we'll have. Well, we thank you. Thanks for joining us at Crossface Wrestling. And please subscribe, please share, please comment. Let us know what you want to see more of. And stay close, stay warm. Take care. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Ron.